Many people don't just wake up, roll out of bed, look outside and go, it's a great day. It's so sunny out. I should go talk to an estate planning attorney about my will and trust. Most people don't do that. What most people do instead is they reach out to an estate planning attorney after they've lost a loved one, after a parent's health is declining, or if they find themselves stuck in the court process called probate and they don't know what to do. That's what most people do. But in those difficult times, when we're dealing with these difficult life transitions, do we want more stress and more big decisions to make if we're making it on behalf of somebody else? The answer is absolutely not. What we need in those situations are three things. We need clarity, we need control, and we need protection back. That's what estate planning is all about. And I wanted to talk to you about a story of Mike. Mike was my client. He came to me after the loss of both of his parents. He lost one parent, and shortly thereafter, he lost another. And he found himself in the probate process. And he gave me a call. He asked for my help. He was the oldest of 4 siblings, and he decided it was upon him to be in charge, right? He was in charge this whole time, so he needed to step in and do the right thing, honor his parents' wishes, walk the family through the administration of the probate process. Ironically, though, he wanted to follow the wishes of his parents, but he could not find those wishes anywhere. No matter how hard he looked, he couldn't find any wills, trust, no estate plan whatsoever. And he came to me and asked for help and said, okay, what do I do next? Now, I'm not only grieving the loss of my loved ones, now I'm in charge, and I have no guidance from my parents on what to do. It comes back to clarity, control, and protection. When I talked to him, I said, let's get started with this, okay? Mike, I want you to start looking for documents, and we're going to piece it together ourselves. And that's what he did. He thought he had a pretty good idea of the parents' estate, because he's helped them in the past, so he thought, hey, they got a car, they got a house, they got a couple of retirement accounts, they got a couple of bank accounts. It shouldn't be that hard. But the more he looked and found additional documents, the more unopened mail he read, the more things that came in, he realized he knew very little about his parents' estate, and he had to piece it all together himself. He wished he had that clarity, control, and protection back. Now, a lot of folks think about, when they think about estate planning, they think about paperwork. They think about busy work, and they go, hey, I don't need to do this. This is somebody else's burden, right? We don't have to think about what's going to happen in the future if it's so nebulous to us. But instead of making those hard decisions themselves, what they end up doing is outsourcing it to their loved ones. And that's not the gift-wrapped package that we want to give our loved ones to show them that we care. Back to Mike's story, how did we correct this? Well, there was no magic wand we could wave and find all his parents' assets. We just had to go through it, step by step, paper by paper, make the calls, do what needed to be done, administer the estate in the best way we could with the information we had. And at the end of it, I remember having a conversation with Mike. By this time, it was 2 years into the administration process. Mike is tired, he's exhausted, and he came to me and said, Ilya, this scavenger hunt that I was just put through, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I really wish I had a conversation with you sooner. I wish my parents had talked to you sooner, because we could have prevented this. And when I heard him say that, I thought back, wait a second, have I heard that before? And I realized that's a recurring theme from a lot of folks that I talk to. I wish that I talked to you sooner. So that's why I wrote the book. I wish that I talked to you sooner. I wanted to put that guidance out there. I wanted to make it clear that when you're doing estate planning, it may not be as much for us as our loved ones. We want to give them back that clarity, that control, and protection. So if after reading my book, at least one family starts that conversation sooner, starts organizing and planning, because we don't have ESP. I'm not just going to automatically know what assets my loved ones have, what documents they left and where they are. If I can start that conversation with at least one family and get them to plan and get them organized to make a difficult process a little bit easier, just a little bit easier, then that book has done its job. Thank you.